Today's message is on unconditional love. Again, part 2. I like talking about love because as a military person, people kind of think that we're a little bit farther away from love as a result of the military discipline and having to kick people off the planet and rearrange real estate. So I would stress that is not necessarily the case. So unconditional divine love, or agapeo, is a love without condition. And I get asked a lot of times, really, what does that mean? Because it is by far the easiest thing to do. If you ever want to be in love or love and not get hurt, divine love is your best bet, because it's from the inside out. It's not conditional. It doesn't wait for the other party. In fact, the other party doesn't even need to be present. You can practice unconditional love. You can live and walk in unconditional love. We heal with unconditional love. Love is the power behind spirit. Without love, it doesn't happen. So there are some people who will mouth words and say, well, I love you. How many people have been in love? Yes. And those famous words, I will love you forever, in the human context usually means I will love you until you fall out of favor with me or upset me horribly. So there's a condition on there. But everything's okay as long as the conditions are met. But imagine living in a modality where there are no conditions, where existence is the reason for love. But how do you do that? Are you smooching all the time? Nah. Kissing is fine. In fact, in the New Covenant for Christians, they are exhorted to, the exhortation is to meet each other with a holy kiss. We don't exactly know what that is, but most Europeans and Mediterranean people kiss each other on the mouth. Some Americans find that abhorrent. Well, don't you get to, well, if you're speaking about spirit, no, you won't get diseases, no, you won't get sick, no, anything bad will not happen. But the reason you kiss on the mouth is because there's an exchange of breath. Sacred breath. God's breath. The Hebrew word for that as well. So what makes us alive, what animates us, is the energy of God's breath is inside us. And that's in our blood and gives us animation. How can you tell when that breath or that spark is no longer there? We're dead. Yeah, you lay flat as a board for the rest of eternity and decompose. But what do you need to do to get that kind of love or do that kind of love? That's the best part. You do absolutely nothing but love. So what is this love? It's affection. It's admiration. It's inspiration. It's everything that's good about you, given freely without cost to everyone. The whole universe, the whole multiverse is existent on energy going outwards and around. So that we put conditions on it is normal. People who love each other as mates have a special type of affection. But in a way, if one is walking in spirit and has unconditional love, anyone can be your mate. You usually wait on spirit to provide that person. And usually when you're with that person, you are so into walking in that modality of spirit that it doesn't occur to you to break any rules that we have, you know. If you love people unconditionally, do you lie to them?
No.
You tell them the truth, right? Yes. Do you want to hurt them? No. Do you want to bless them, make sure they're healthy and safe? Yes. I usually tell my significant other, I only have 2 jobs in my life. What are they? It's to make sure you're safe and to make sure you're happy. That's it. It's all love. So, you know, lying, cheating, all of this other stuff that happens in the world, what is that a result of? That is a result of the individual putting ego in front of the light of spirit. What's in it for me? How can I feel good? How can I have my safety and I feel safe? Yeah, usually, you know, falling in love means that you're going to step off the ledge. You're going to risk becoming vulnerable. But in a way, not. Because if you love unconditionally, there's no cost. And that's what's wonderful about unconditional love. Everyone you meet, you can love fully and fiercely without even thinking about anything coming back in return. So you get to feel good because you're doing a good thing. You get to feel great in that you will feel spirit active inside of you. So, as human beings, the Greek word phileo and eros are 2 other types of love. Phileo is where we get Philadelphia from, the city of brotherly love. Brotherly love is affection and involvement and that active participation in a positive and progressive relationship that allows people to experience what's best with humanity. And eros love is where we get the word erotic from, and that is a more intimate type of love. It's not necessarily physical. A lot of people go to the jump that says, oh, you're talking about, oh, no, it's not that. It means it's very intimated, it's very in tight. It's as almost if you're touching souls. In fact, you know, the greatest part of erotic love is to be able to touch souls and leave yourself open to allow another person to get that far inside of you. And sometimes that can be really scary. But the trade-off is it's a wonderful thing. So, for the Greeks, there's 3 types of love, and it kind of corresponds with the physical makeup. We have a soul, we have a mind, we have a body. So a lot of times, when we feel dis-ease or not at ease, it's something that's happening spiritually. This is the thought of those in metaphysical spirituality. To compromise your immune system means that somehow or another you're not walking in unconditional love. And so as long as you're doing that, you tend to feel good. And if you tend to feel good and you tend to feel chipper, you tend to be healthy. And if you tend to be healthy, it's easier to stay that way. For those of us that, you know, get really